Beverly was kind of my inspiration in my dance career because of her approach to technique and what I do with my storytelling now. How she used language and the kitsch to what she did and all of that. She was such a dynamic personality.
My name is Sara Hook. I danced with Nikolai many years later after Beverly, but one time I asked Nick, in one of those rare social occasions after a show, who, out of all the people that had danced for him, with him, all the people that he had mentored over the years, who did he feel the most connected to, who did he feel the most proud of, and who did he feel was going to carry his legacy? And it was Beverly Blossom.
Beverly staged this really beautiful piece that I call sort of the serenade of modern dance. It was the Moonlight Sonata.
Okay, Moonlight Sonata. I remember. Let's see. Something like this. It was really great.
It was very austere and very spatial, kind of more of her Nikolai background, I think. It was abstract. It wasn't a character piece at all. It was just patterns and lines and music.
Yeah, no talking.
And it was beautiful.
Oh, the other pieces that I also liked, and I would only do it for Beverly, was 1-2, I Am One, I Am 1-2. And that was like the thing. We did pratfalls. And there's nobody else in the world that I would do pratfalls for except Beverly.
I remember my role wearing silver leotard and tights with a hood, dribbling a basketball on the stage. That was part of the routine, part of the dance contest. It was the old 1-2, yeah. So it was called 1-2. And whenever people see me and they say, "Oh, you were with Beverly Blossom Company. I remember you. You were the one dribbling the basketball."
I performed in one of her pieces.
One of her pieces, which was called
Déjeuner sur l'herbe, lunch on the grass. And I was the naked lady, and there was a spinning Deborah Sienna, and then there were other things happening, but all through the thing we all had to hide a ping pong ball, and we had to surreptitiously get it in our mouth, and at the end we all turned to the audience and spit the ping pong balls at the audience. And that was the end of the piece. It was awesome.
Brother, do you have a dime? Is that the one where we
Brother,
put
Can You Spare a Dime?
Can You Spare a Dime? And that was so cool. Is that the one we started under parachutes? And our legs went, I think, through that hole and back down, and then we put umbrellas up, and then we twirled around, and all her visuals were so awesome.
It was about the Depression. Buddy, can you spare a dime?
Yeah.
And she had lived through that with her family, so it was very personal to her.
I remember I just remember little bits, Michael, like the one that, with your leg out of the parachute. I think that's Brother, Can You Spare a Dime? And there was one that I jumped into because somebody got injured, a sailor piece.
And I remember being in the piece that I think we believe is called Sailors 3. And the music was by Kraftwerk, which was kind of a big 80s band, I guess. And I remember starting on the upstage left diagonal. And we came in on our seat, and we had to scoot in and then throw our arms over and slap the ground. So we were kind of a boat.
Mark, you were in some of Beverly's pieces.
I was, in particular, Souvenir. And I'd walked in with Gina Sorrells was on one end, and I was on the other side of the stage, and we walked over to each other, right? And that's kind of how that started.
The one work that I remember most is Souvenirs. And with that piece, it was the first time doing really a theatrical kind of a character type role. Prior to that, doing a lot of more modern, contemporary or abstract works, and this was really hit me really to the heart.
I think I remember there was one, I don't know the name, it was big fans. There was about 20 people on stage, and we had these big beige, bamboo fans. And that was called Sands. Yes, yeah. Okay, I remember that one.
What I was saying is it was hard to rehearse because it was so exact and it was very physical. But you know, like, are you here? Or are you here? Are your heels up here? You know, and hitting that every time. And so it was really hard to drill that,
Right.
but really fun to do it.
And then dog, I love that because it's like the answer is there's no answer.
Oh yeah, that was the one I wanted to say. I did the one, I don't know what it was called, but we had twirling those plastic tubes that whistle and barking like dogs and singing, it was called Dogs, and singing nursery rhymes. And at the time I was a special education teacher. And so it was like, I would be a special education teacher and then I had to rush to get to rehearsal on time here in DRK, and I'd be like, throw all my clothes off, jump out, get these tubes, and start barking like a dog. And I'm like, what? This is a wonderful life that I could have this job and then come and bark like a dog. So
She just had the coolest ideas in the costumes.
She had a secret and she wasn't going to quite share it, but she let you in on it a little bit. Yeah. That was fascinating to me, and just how much she could do in such a little amount of movement.
The simplicity and directness of what she did and her effervescence in her performing.
Yeah, you know, not just the props, but the clarity, stillness, you know, like one move is better than 5 moves.
He felt like Beverly had the most creative, innovative, like personal, creative vision of anybody that he had been with.
There's something, a magic about her that I could just stare and be in awe with any movement she did.
Her depth and her breadth of her creativity was just mind-boggling to me to kind of comprehend everything that she did. And I'm so happy that I got to be a part of that.